video is not made for kids. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello to my subscribers, this is the TFangy coming to you with a review, and tonight we're going to be taking a look at some Transformers figures that I actually bought several months ago, but I didn't get around to reviewing them until now. So without further delay, here they are, the Transformers Generation Selects Shattered Glass Optimus Prime and Ratchet figures. Released in a 2-pack in the Generation Selects line, Hasbro and Takara Tomy apparently wanted to see if Transformers fans and collectors would be ready and willing to collect action figures based off the Shattered Glass Transformers characters by releasing Optimus Prime and Ratchet, the Shattered Glass versions, in the Generation Selects line, and the Shattered Glass versions of Ratchet and Optimus Prime. They've apparently been such a successful Transformers action figures sold that Hasbro and Takara Tomy decided to release the subsequent into Shattered Glass action figures in their own unique subline of Transformers Shattered Glass. As you can see above my head back there, I have Shattered Glass Megatron, and I'm hoping to do a review of him, if not tomorrow, then the day after. And that's one of the main reasons I got Shattered Glass Optimus Prime and Ratchet in the first place. Was shortly after Shattered Glass Megatron was announced, I figured I better get myself a copy of Shattered Glass Optimus Prime. Since I wanted to end up getting Shattered Glass Megatron when he was eventually released. So yes, for those of you wondering about the recently released Transformers Shattered Glass line of Transformers figures, where have collectors been getting Optimus Prime and Ratchet? They've been getting them in this 2-pack sold in the Generation Selects line. And yes, that's pretty much it. Unfortunately, like all of the Transformers Generation Selects action figures, you unfortunately won't know for certain if your copy of Shattered Glass Optimus Prime and Ratchet, if they have all of their accessory pieces. But yes, this is a pretty impressive 2-pack to have in anyone's Transformers collection, especially if you are a fan of the Shattered Glass storyline. And one of the reasons why this 2-pack has become somewhat hard to find is because the Shattered Glass version of Ratchet, even though it has been easier for Transformers fans and collectors to obtain than the non-Shattered Glass version of Earthrise Ratchet, which the Shattered Glass Ratchet figure is repainted from. So that's one of the reasons why this 2-pack has been hard to find, is everyone wanted to get at least one version of Earthrise Ratchet, even if it's the Shattered Glass version. But yeah, I'm really impressed with how they came out. The Shattered Glass version of Ratchet, he's almost identical to the regular version of Ratchet, except he swaps out his red body parts with turquoise ones, and then Shattered Glass Optimus Prime, instead of being red and blue, he's of course all purple. Here on the Generation Select / Earthrise, a.k.a. War for Cybertron Trilogy, and not even a.k.a. it is a part of the War for Cybertron Trilogy line. This latest, most recent action figure of Shattered Glass Optimus Prime, he's done in 2 shades of purple. I don't know if that's how he appeared in the Shattered Glass comic books that were released by Fun Publications through BotCon. But yeah, I just love how menacing looking that purple paint job makes the Shattered Glass version of Optimus Prime look. So without further delay, and because the box lid keeps wanting to flop shut, let's get them removed and take a close look at them in their robot modes. Alright, so first up we will take a look at Shattered Glass Ratchet. Now, you do have some options with the Shattered Glass Transformers figures, and what I mean by that is I put Ratchet's laser gun in his left hand and his riot shield, aka 4-barreled laser cannon on his right side arm. And one thing that you can do to distinguish the Shattered Glass Transformers characters from the non-Shattered Glass or regular Transformers characters, as they're sometimes known, you can make the Shattered Glass Transformers left-handed, and if you want to try and further distinguish them from the regular Transformers figures, I've seen multiple collectors do that to make the Shattered Glass Transformers more of mirror opposites from the regular versions of them. So, if you have the Earthrise version of Ratchet, or if you even have the Siege version of Ratchet, or the Siege and Earthrise versions of Ironhide, there's also Siege Crosscut. I believe this mold, including Shatterglass Ratchet, I believe it's been used 6 times, maybe 7. I'm trying to think off the top of my head at how many times it's been used. Yeah, it's been used 7 times. This mold has been used 7 times. I believe Shatterglass Ratchet was actually the sixth version of the mold that was released. The mold was originally used for the Siege version of Ironhide. Then it was used for the Siege version of Ratchet, Siege Crosscut, and then Earthrise Ironhide, Earthrise Ratchet, Earthrise Shatterglass Ratchet. And then the 7th use of the mold was the Netflix Decius Army drone. But yes, all in all, the Shatterglass version of Ratchet, I just really enjoy seeing how the red highlights that the regular version of Ratchet has have been switched out with a teal and also purple used here on the gun barrels and Shatterglass Ratchet's head crest. And of course, so for those of you who are unaware with the Shatterglass storyline, it was a series of comic book stories that were released through BotCon, which was the official Transformers convention. BotCon ended in 2016 when the publisher for the comic books that were sold exclusively through BotCon, Fun Publications, they lost their contract with Hasbro. Instead of renewing it, it just expired, and so BotCon has not existed for the last 5 years now. And with no other comic book publisher wanting to take over Fun Publications' job of releasing the exclusive comic books that Hasbro would sell at BotCon. It looks as though BotCon might never exist again, but one of the more well-known stories to come out of the BotCon stories was the stories of Shattered Glass. Yes, and Shattered Glass is basically a universe where the Transformers characters who are heroes and villains are reversed. The Shattered Glass universe is filled with evil Autobots and heroic Decepticons, and the colors of the Autobot and Decepticon logos are reversed. So, in the Shattered Glass universe, the Autobots have purple Autobot logos, and the Decepticons have red Decepticon logos. And with the release in the War for Cybertron Trilogy line of the Shattered Glass repaints, the Transformers Shattered Glass story remains one of the more unique stories of the Transformers franchise, even though the idea of heroes having in another universe the roles of heroes and villains being reversed is nothing new. I believe it was originally introduced in science fiction novels that were published in the 1950s, and then the first time evil doppelgangers of heroes was shown on television was in Star Trek: The Original Series. But yeah, that's just a brief history of the Shatterglass story and how even though it's a story that was already told by other television shows, and it was a story published in previous years when that story of heroes and villains roles being reversed was applied to the Transformers franchise, it became a success amongst Transformers fans and collectors. And apologize for looking down. I was trying to fix something here. So yes, and the Shattered Glass version of Ratchet here, it's no exception to that idea of a evil Autobot. I mean, just look at Ratchet's face. I mean, that looks like an evil Decepticon on his face on it. So for a quick size comparison, here is Shattered Glass Ratchet next to the regular released Earthrise Ratchet. And as you can see on Earthrise Ratchet, I have his laser gun in his right arm. So again, if you want to distinguish the Shattered Glass versions of Transformers characters from the regular non-Shattered Glass versions, you can. And if the regular character is right-handed, you can make the Shattered Glass character left-handed to further distinguish them. And then, of course, these are the two options you have with the Riot Shield, a.k.a. 4-barrel laser gun. You can either have it hanging off the back as a backpack, or you can have it attached to the arm like this. So having it attached on the back is what I like to call a more defensive mode, and having it attached on the arm is a attack mode. So that's just something to further distinguish distinguish the regular version of Ratchet and the Shatterglass version of Ratchet from each other. So as far as articulation goes, the head is on a ball joint, so it can look up and down ever so slightly. It has the potential to rotate 360 degrees both left and right, but if you turn Ratchet's head all the way around, you put yourself at risk of hitting the bumper of the vehicle mode and having potential paint scraping off. The arm, for the arms at the shoulders, it's a universal joint at the shoulder, so the arms can rotate forwards and backwards 360 degrees. The arm technically can go out that far, but if you look closely right there, and you can hear it clicking, that's a transformation joint in the shoulder, so you can have the arms going up slightly more than what they would without that transformation joint. Swivel joints in the bicep, at hinged elbows, swivel joints in the wrists, a swivel joint in the thigh, and out of the box Shatterglass Ratchet's swivel joint. I just said thigh. I meant to say waist. You have a swivel right out of the box. Shatterglass Ratchet's waist does feel a little tight. Right, got universal jointed hips. Hips and legs can go backwards that far. They can go forward that far. They can go out to the side if you move the arms out of the way that far. So Ratchet can do the full splits. It's a swivel joints in the thighs, hinge knees, and of course you have ankle rockers right here. And I just love that the toe those are painted turquoise to match the colors on the hips and lower arms. And I just also love the purple head crest. Again, that's a theme. That's a common theme with the Shattered Glass as Transformers characters. Uh, characters whose parts were whose non-Shattered Glass, aka regular versions of the characters. Parts that are done in red and are now purple, and vice versa. Characters who are purple have red bits as well. Also, yes, all the parts on the regular version of Ratchet have been painted purple on the Shatterglass version of Ratchet. The one part of Ratchet that's red that's now purple on the Shatterglass version is the stripes on the lower legs on eggs there. There's actually two red stripes on the regular version of Ratchet. On the Shatterglass version of Ratchet, they're actually like a mint green, and that's the same. Or is it gray? I can't really. I'm sorry. I can't tell if that's green or gray. It's hard for my eyes to distinguish it from that. But yes, that is Shatterglass. That has been a look at Shatterglass Ratchet in his robot mode, and we will now take a close look at Shatterglass Optimus Prime. Alright, and here is Shatterglass Optimus Prime. And I gotta say, I am really digging the shades of purple that have been used here on Shatterglass Optimus Prime. For those of you wondering, the laser gun blast on his windshield is a feature of Shatterglass Optimus Prime. That's one of the trademark. Forgot the word I was going to describe, but it's one of the distinctive features that Shatterglass Optimus Prime has always had, where he took a laser blast to Megatron that, instead of destroying him, it only cracked one of his windshields. So that's nice to see here on the War for Cybertron figure. And of course, to show that he is the opposite of Optimus Prime, the Autobot logo is on the this shoulder instead of this one over here, which is where it is on the regular version of Optimus Prime. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying how menacing looking the Shatterglass Optimus Prime action figure is. I just can't get over how impressive looking it is. And I just love, and one thing that I really enjoy is this very deep, vibrant shade of purple that is used here on Shatterglass Optimus Prime. You could argue that it does look sort of like a Decepticon purple, but actually looks more like a very heavy violet to me than anything else. If you want something that looks like Decepticon purple, the slightly darker shade of purple used here on Shatterglass Optimus Prime's legs is it's almost the same shade of purple that was used on Siege Shockwave. But yeah, I just really love how menacing looking this is. This is a version of Optimus Prime that you by no means would want to get into a fight with. with. So for a quick size comparison, here is Shatterglass Optimus Prime next to the Earthrise slash Kingdom regular Werber Cybertron Optimus Prime figure. And for those of you with a keen eye can tell, now on the regular version of Optimus Prime, I have him done up with some Reaper toy hacks, X stickers, so he does have a lot more detailing than Shatterglass Optimus Prime does due to the sticker set that I've attached to him. But yeah, I just really enjoy seeing these guys stand side by side with each other, and the stickers on the regular version of Optimus Prime, it actually makes him look more heroic, and again, it makes the Shatterglass Optimus Prime look more menacing since he doesn't have as much detailed highlights without any stickers on him. And of course, as I said with Ratchet, if you want to distinguish the Shatterglass versions of these Transformers from each other further, you can make the Shatterglass characters left-handed and have the regular versions be right-handed. So, moving them around, as you can see, there's the Autobot logos on the two different shoulders, and it appears that the this shoulder right here, which is actually the left-hand shoulder, it's completely flat, while on the other side there's more sculpt detail into it. So it appears that this mold was was intended for the Autobot logo to be on that shoulder the whole time, but only on that shoulder and not the other one. So it is nice that Hasbro and Takara Tomy gave Shatterglass Optimus Prime the evil purple Autobot logo on the opposite shoulder to further distinguish him from the regular Optimus Prime figure. So that's really neat. One thing I am noticing that Shatterglass Optimus Prime has that the regular version does not have is right here on the back of them. These are the front wheels of the vehicle mode, and unlike the wheels on the legs, which are done in black plastic and have the silver painted hubcaps, the wheels up here, which form the front wheels of the truck mode, it's actually gray plastic with the tires being painted black. But the shattered glass version of Optimus Prime, the hubcaps have actually been painted silver, whereas on the regular version of Optimus Prime, the hubcaps are just the unpainted gray plastic. So that is a paint highlight shattered glass Optimus Prime has that regular Optimus Prime is lacking. Yeah, overall, I just enjoy the changes in the color layout that distinguish both versions of Optimus Prime from each other. Another one of the paint differences that regular Optimus Prime, the head crest is done in silver, while in Shattered Glass Optimus Prime, it's done in a gold. Oh, my camera's making it look like it's almost the same shade of yellow used here on the thighs, but it's actually very shiny metallic gold. It almost matches the a gold plastic used there on the windows. But yeah, even though there are some paints that are there are different shades of paint used on these two figures. The paint layout is almost the same. They even have the same striping here on the arms. On the regular version of Optimus Prime, it's actually a very shiny silver, while on Shattered Glass Optimus Prime, it's more of a gunmetal gray. But yeah, all in all, I really enjoy how similar, yet at the same time completely opposite these two Optimus Prime figures are. So without further delay, now that we've looked at both Shattered Glass Optimus Prime and Ratchet in robot mode, let's get them transformed and take a close look at them in their alternate modes. Sorry about that. I apologize for showing this off halfway through transforming Optimus Prime, but one thing I forgot to show is that Shattered Glass Optimus Prime does come with the evil Shattered Glass version of the Autobot Matrix of Leadership, and unlike the regular Autobot Matrix of Leadership, which is a it's a blue center with a gold outline with the silver handles. Here on the Shattered Glass version, the paint job is also reversed. Instead of the regular Matrix, which is a blue gem inside a gold sphere, here it's a gold gem inside a blue sphere. So that's a pretty, again, a nice reverse paint job there with the Shattered Glass Matrix of Leadership. Alright, and so here first off is Shatterglass Ratchet and his vehicle mode of an Earth-style ambulance. And I don't know if the Shatterglass Transformers ever ever arrived on planet Earth in that comic book stories, but yeah, Earth mode Ratchet does have Ratchet. He is the same as the Earthrise version of Ratchet, just with his again the red parts swapped out with purple and turquoise. And again, this has been the main gripe with the Earthrise Ironhide and Ratchet mold, is that the robot mode feet, you just end up sticking out and form the back of the vehicle, and so it deters from the gimmick with the Earth mode vehicles being where the Transformers are robots in disguise. If you look at the vehicle from the front, and you wouldn't tell that could be a robot, and if you cover up the back of the vehicle with your fingers, it does look sort of like a robot in disguise when you can't see the feet, but then when you get around to the back, yeah, there's just no denying that is not how the back of a vehicle looks. I believe the intention of the designers at Hasbro and Takara was for these to look like rocket boosters, so it looks like the vehicle is just going to take off. But for the Earth mode versions of this mold, it doesn't quite work as well as the Cybertronian alt modes. Now I apologize, I didn't transform my Earthrise Ratchet figure since I display him in robot mode on my shelf with Earthrise Ironhide, so didn't want to have to transform it for the review. But for a size comparison with Ratchet in alt mode, here is the Shatterglass Ratchet with the Siege version of Ratchet. And again, even though the Siege version of Ratchet has a lot out of different sculpted detailing on it, the change in the paint layout out on Shatterglass Ratchet, it does distinguish him from both the Earthrise and Siege versions of Ratchet. But yeah, that is Ratchet. I do love how the Earthrise version of Ratchet, that subtle change in color layout, giving him turquoise and purple highlights, it definitely gives you a somewhat ominous feeling when staring at him, and Shatterglass Rat. And that's the thing with the Shatterglass Transformers characters, it is that even though the roles of heroes and villains are reversed, it's not just good guys and bad guys having opposite roles. They also have opposite personalities. So instead of being a actual humane doctor who looks out for the well-being and repairing of others, Shatterglass Ratchet is actually a mad scientist type doctor. Not so much a mad scientist, but actually a mad doctor. So instead of trying to heal others and make them feel better, Ratchet uses his medical expertise to tear them apart, torture them, and make them feel even more horrible than they were before crossing paths with him. So yeah, that is Shatterglass Ratchet in his vehicle mode of an Earth-style ambulance. And of course, last but definitely by no means least, here is Shatterglass Optimus Prime in his vehicle mode. He doesn't come with a trailer. I'm debating about getting another copy of Earthrise Optimus Prime. I am to give Shatterglass Optimus Prime a trailer. But yeah, since he doesn't come with a trailer, you have two options for storing his laser gun. You can either have it sitting here on the truck bed, or if you fold it up and rotate it like this, you can plug it into the back, act like that, and you can have it as somewhat of a gap filler. I've always found that to be unsuccessful weapon storage. But yes, I'm hoping that I'll be able to get a trailer for Shatterglass Optimus Prime. So he can have a trailer just like the regular version of Optimus Prime. I don't have the cannon here on the back because I keep it stored on Optimus Prime's trailer. But yeah, overall I just really enjoy the shades of purple used on Shatterglass Optimus Prime, and he definitely does look like an evil doppelganger to the regular version of Optimus Prime. Just noticing his joints aren't lining up that properly. See if I can fix it. Okay, there. But yeah, I just can't get over how incredible the Shattered Glass Optimus Prime and also Ratchet figures turned out. One nice thing about this copy of Shattered Glass Optimus Prime is that on my copy of regular Optimus Prime, one of his headlights it wasn't glued on properly at the factory, and so it keeps popping off. But it doesn't feel like the headlights are loose on Shattered Glass Optimus Prime, so that's a plus there. And for those of you wondering, what does Shattered Glass Optimus Prime look like with a trailer attached on the back of him? Here is the regular Earthrise / Kingdom Optimus Prime's trailer. Um, a good buddy of mine, Dark Conan. Shout out to you, Dark Conan. He was nice enough to hook me up with the non-F Productions upgrade kit for the trailer, so that's why it looks different. But yeah, there's more or less an idea of what Shattered Glass Optimus Prime looks like with the trailer attached to him. And so yes, all in all, I do thoroughly enjoy these Shattered Glass Transformers figures. I am a little disappointed that all of the Shattered Glass Transformers, they're being released as exclusives here in the United States instead of mass retail, so they are expensive to collect here in the US. So far, the only Shattered Glass figures I have are Optimus Prime and Ratchet, and of course, Earthrise Megatron back there, who I'm hoping to review tomorrow or sometime this week before the year ends. And so, do I recommend getting the Shattered Glass Optimus Prime and Ratchet 2-pack that was released in the Generation Selects line? Absolutely. These figures are designed to interact and act with the Shattered Glass Transformers that are actually released in the Shattered Glass line. They are very decent representations of the Shattered Glass characters as they appeared in fun publications, comic books, and with Hasbro and Takara Tomy now focusing on the Shattered Glass series by releasing action figures of the Shattered Glass Transformers characters. Some fans and collectors are hopeful that maybe Hasbro and Takara Tomy might go the long distance and release a animation series that focuses on the Shattered Glass storyline. Whether or not that will actually happen is uncertain at this point. Right, but yes, I really do wholeheartedly embrace the idea of a mirror universe where the Transformers characters who are the heroes and villains, the roles have been reversed, and we have Optimus Prime as the evil tyrant wanting to conquer the cosmos, and with evil Autobots like the Mad Dr. Ratchet to assist him. Megatron and his heroic Decepticons will have to keep on guard for arguably the most powerful tyrant that Cybertron has ever seen. So thank you guys all so much for watching the review to the end. This has been the TFA. And Geek, please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, you guys, stay safe, stay healthy, transform and roll out. Goodbye, everyone.